When you're driving through heavy fog like this, human vision and optical sensors hit the exact same physical limit. You can't see the hazard until it's right in front of your bumper. Our entire concept of road safety is built on a basic biological flaw. You can only react to what your eyes actually confirm. If a car slams on its brakes 3 vehicles ahead of you, you won't know until the chain reaction reaches your direct line of sight. That split-second delay in reaction time causes 5 lakh road accidents and 1.8 lakh fatalities on Indian roads every single year. As long as avoiding a crash relies entirely on visual confirmation, a driver is isolated, vulnerable to threats they simply cannot see coming. Vehicle-to-vehicle, or V2V, communication bypasses line of sight by allowing cars to directly exchange real-time telemetry. Using radio frequencies, vehicles constantly trade exact GPS coordinates, speed, and braking status. Crucially, this direct connection requires no internet or mobile data, working perfectly in rural dead zones. Removing that dependency on external infrastructure shifts the car's role. It becomes an independent source of data within a localized safety grid, functioning even when the rest of the world's networks are out of reach. The core physical component making this direct communication possible is a small piece of hardware called an onboard unit, or OBU. It houses a highly accurate GPS receiver paired with a short-range radio transceiver. While you drive, the OBU is actively gathering your car's movements and packing them into a tiny, continuous data packet known as a basic safety message. The system then broadcasts that message outward over a dedicated high-frequency radio band, and it does this 10 times every single second. Because the digital transmission rate is so incredibly high, your car's onboard computer can process incoming signals from other vehicles and plot a potential collision milliseconds before a driver would even realize they need to react. Traditional automotive safety sensors, like cameras and radar, operate in a narrow, forward-facing cone. They look straight ahead. V2V, on the other hand, projects a rapidly expanding 360-degree radius of awareness. That omnidirectional broadcast is especially useful in low light conditions. For example, a stationary truck parked on the side of an unlit road might be nearly invisible to optical cameras, but its OBU is continuously reporting its exact coordinates into the dark. The data can also chain across multiple vehicles. If a car 5 vehicles ahead of you suddenly slams on its brakes, its OBU transmits that stop instantly down the line, triggering an alert on your dashboard well before you see any red taillights. This shifts how vehicles interpret the world. They transition from trying to see every hazard to processing a constant stream of digital self-reports from every other car in the vicinity. To directly combat its severe domestic road casualty rate, the Indian government has announced an aggressive policy objective, making V2V communication mandatory in all new vehicles by the end of 2026. To support this, the Department of Telecommunications is allocating a dedicated 30 MHz slice of radio spectrum specifically for automotive safety. Creating a reserved lane of radio frequency ensures that collision alerts never have to compete for bandwidth with civilian phone calls or video streaming on adjacent mobile networks. This government intervention transitions V2V from a luxury add-on into a standardized safety requirement, ensuring every new vehicle enters the road with its own dedicated broadcast channel. Meeting that 2026 deadline requires a significant industrial shift. Automakers will have to integrate these communication units directly into the chassis of every single new vehicle, right on the assembly line. And even with that hardware installed, the system faces a scaling problem known as the network effect. V2V is only effective if the cars around you are also equipped with it, meaning safety gains rely on thousands of vehicles upgrading simultaneously. Alongside the manufacturing hurdles, the industry still has to solve the security risks of constantly broadcasting vehicle location data, as well as the economic challenge of retrofitting older cars already on the road. Setting a legislative mandate is one thing, but executing a mass-market production rollout across a highly fragmented automotive ecosystem is the true test ahead. But if executed correctly, driving into a wall of fog looks very different. The car receives an alert, decelerates smoothly, and stops safely before the hidden obstacle ever breaches your field of vision. By attempting the largest connected vehicle rollout on the planet, India is forcing the global auto industry to figure out the logistics of scale, pushing roads closer to a future where cars act as a unified, communicative grid.